Hello S3, I'm putting this video up on Teams so that you can watch it if you missed the lesson today on the 1st of September, or if you'd like to have some more information about the wave equation. So we learnt today that if you multiply the frequency of any wave by the wavelength of any wave, you will find its velocity. Now velocity is another word for speed. So the first thing you need to know is in S3, we can really use these words interchangeably. In S4, you'll learn the difference. But if you see a V for velocity or an S for speed, you can use either of those symbols. This equation will be given to you in any test you have. So velocity is the frequency multiplied by the wavelength for any wave. In this question, a wave has a frequency of 5 Hertz and a wavelength of 20 centimeters. What is the wave speed? So we write down what the question tells us. Frequency equals 5 Hertz. The wavelength is 20 centimeters. And we don't know the wave speed. Now, the first thing we're going to do is check the units. The wave speed should be in meters per second. The frequency should be in Hertz. And the wavelength should be in meters. Let's check. Frequency, 5 Hertz. Yes, that's right. Frequency should be in Hertz. Wavelength, 20 centimeters. Oh, no, the wavelength should be in meters. So I need to change that now. So that's going to be 0.2 meters. Do I need the triangle? Well, actually, I'm trying to find V. And V, I know, equals frequency times wavelength. So in this case, no, I don't need the triangle. I write down the equation, then I substitute for F, I write 5, and for the wavelength, I write 0.2 meters. 5 times 0.2 is 1, and I mustn't forget that my wave speed is measured in meters per second, and that is my answer. Now in question 2, we have a wave with a frequency of 2 Hertz and a wave speed of 0.1 meters per second. Now I've written meters per second in the easier way there, but really we should be writing it this way. What is the wavelength? Now, are we going to need our triangle? Well, yes, we need to find wavelength. How do we put these letters into the triangle so we can rearrange the equation? Well, frequency and wavelength are next to each other here. The only place they can be next to each other in the triangle is at the bottom. That means V must go on top. So if we're trying to find wavelength, we cover it up, and we can see that wavelength is the velocity divided by the frequency. If you're not sure how I did that, go back and look at my video about rearranging equations. So I cover up the wavelength and I can read that it's velocity divided by frequency. So now I've written the equation, I can substitute for the V, 0.1, and for the frequency, 2. 0.1 divided by 2 is 0.05. You can always use a calculator in physics. And that is my final answer. Now you can go on with the questions. Bye.